Got a massive sound with urgency. I'm a lost soul, can you help me? Can you come and rescue me? Are you out there?
Combination of both spending cuts and taxes.
And that is a great restaurant. In fact, I think I'm going back there for lunch today with my cousin, who could be even watching the show now from L.A. When I go there, we eat at like Five Guys Burgers and In-N-Out and all those places. So I take him to the local eateries like Jumbo. I'm not sure if it's Jumbo or Junbo. I should go back and ask him today. Gordon and Tammy, his wife, the Hideaway. I'm telling you, right on Merchant, down the alley where Ren's is, although I wear Rick's Aloha wear, Island wear. But in fact, don't go there till tomorrow, because I'm going there today for lunch. I don't want a crowd. Go to Jumbo starting tomorrow. All right, welcome. Today is Wednesday, so that means Asante Java is here. That means Jean Galloway. Very good. See, I heard her tell me in the back. This is Sonia Fabrigas, our host of Piece of the Rainbow, which people call me all the time asking me, how do I get a hold of Sonia? And she's got a website, Piece of the Rainbow, like peace, not pieces, but peace. And then also you can call her, and her number is
524-8416.
All right, and she's available that way. And you can see her here every day, first hour of the show, and she does Piece of the Rainbow. Today is a repeat because we had some technical difficulties last time, so she brought back some scary stuff. I like that, because I'm figuring ghosts don't go to sleep. I mean, they must be around all the time. So
I don't
stay
know.
tuned.
We're going to find out from our...
Whoa.
from our experts in studio. Yes, I am Sonia, and I thank you, Tiny, for Piece of the Rainbow, which is now every day on the first hour of your show from 7 to 8. Starting a little bit late today, but we'll share some wonderful stories, and we're going to be connecting us with the paranormal realm. We're looking at ghost studies, the science, the research, the investigation, and the stories here in Hawaii. In studio today are the founders and lead investigators and also co-presidents of the Hawaiian Island Paranormal Research Society, Preston Galera and Blaise Atabe. Good morning to the both of you.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for coming back and for sharing what you're doing. I love what you folks are doing because you're really trying to approach things in a scientific way, not in the way of just trying to make, oh, spooky, spooky, but you're really trying to look at it in terms of science. Also with us is Dr. Paul Brennan. He is an anthropologist and historian. He is also the president of the Kailua Historical Society and one of the co-authors of this book that we helped launch, Kailua. Beautiful book, rich with the stories of the places and the people of Kailua on Oahu. I want to welcome you, Dr. Brennan.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back. Yeah.
Thank you.
I asked you to come because I know that in the collection of the stories and the talking with the people of Kailua, stories about the paranormal must have come your way. So I'm curious to find out about that, and then we'll let the guys from the Hawaiian Island Paranormal Research Society, also known as the Hawaiian Island Ghost Hunters, have a chance to explore some of those stories with you and share what they could do to help investigate some of that. I'm going to start with the guys from Hawaiian Island Ghost Hunters and Paranormal Research Society. I know that there's the Sci-Fi Channel has come to Hawaii with that big, what is it, Ghost Hunters from Sci-Fi, the national network thing, and they did some filming here, and I know you guys were interviewed for that, right? So, what's your thought on that when about their program and what the kinds of things they're exploring?
It's similar to what we do. However, they're tied to a production, so I can't say for sure that has any influence on their findings. You know, whereas when we go into an investigation, if there's absolutely nothing, there's absolutely nothing. That's what we're going to tell the client. So, and that's kind of the reason why Preston and I, we've been approached by the big productions, Sci-Fi, A&E, and all that, and we didn't want to tie ourselves to a contract, because then we'd be forced to
find something.
Yeah.
As opposed to just examining and saying what's there.
Right. And basically, that's how we got started, by watching this show and the other type of shows. And as we started getting more into it, we found that there's a lot more to it than just what you see on the TV. So, we're thankful. We're thankful that they did bring to light what we do, and they did help us to get our start. And then as we tell our students at class or people we come across, they're paranormal investigators. They're on TV, and there's a lot of stuff that you guys don't see that goes on behind the scenes, and that's where the research and investigation parts come into play.
You actually teach this art of investigating the paranormal world, right?
Yeah, it's basically what we teach. We teach at Kapiolani Community College campus. It's a continuing education course, and it's basically the basics, what we learn by reading and conducting research. We show our equipment, the uses, and it's basically a stepping stone how we started. And from there, you gotta take the steps to further yourself, because it's basically the way we were taught. We've been in communication with a lot of groups up in the mainland. One of them is the Arizona Paranormal Research Society, Uncle Frank Madrid, and they've pretty much took us under the wing and taught us a lot. But it was basically, here's the basics. Now you gotta take off, because we have different things go on here. We have different mindsets. And same thing when we tell our students or people we come across, you may have a different approach. You may bring something new to the table. We'll start you, and then you carry on from there, and we may collaborate later and come up with something new for the field.
Very interesting. I've seen things like the term ghostbusters, ghost hunters, ghost investigators, even ghost whisperers. Do you see them as all different, or because?
Yeah, and actually that's one of the first topics we cover in our class, the difference between a paranormal researcher and a ghost hunter. Preston and I like to call the typical ghost hunter somebody that goes out for the thrill of it, to get scared, or to scare whoever you're bringing along. Where us as paranormal researchers, we go out and we try to find the reason why things are happening. Why did that cup move? Or we dig into the background, or we want to know the answers.
Yeah, we're not content with, okay, this I caught a ghost, I experienced seeing an apparition. It's okay, is this really a ghost? Is this really something paranormal in nature? Okay, I saw something, what is it? Is there some logical explanation for it? Because in what we do, if we were to present something, we have to be able to back it up, because there are other people out there who are going to rip it to shreds, take it apart, and try to find that it is something not haunting or paranormal in nature. Your normal ghost hunter, like Blaise said, is out for the thrill, out for the story, and they ain't gonna go any further than that.
So that's different from like the tours that are saying, oh, come on, we're gonna take you to the scary places. You guys are really actually not interested in doing those kinds of tours. You're actually going out there because you're trying to find what's the explanation for what's happening.
Yeah, and our biggest mission is actually to help those that don't have the answers or have some sort of issue. They can call us, we'll help them out. I mean, a lot of the things that we do are, a lot of times are through email, through phone. Somebody has a concern. So,
what are the kinds of cases that you experience? I mean, have you found anything that you couldn't explain?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Share a story with us.
Well, see, one of the things that, going back to the tours and whatnot, what differentiates us is these tours, or just anything else in general. Like say your ghost hunter types or whatnot. They're going to go out to these sites where there's urban legends, there's stories about them. So that's what these people are going out to look for the mere thrill factor of it. We go in where people contact us and they need answers or they're in some kind of need. So we actually go after claims. So one of our big things is respect for the Aina, respect for our ancestors, respect for those who are at rest in the graveyards. So we go in when there's a need and there is some kind of claim where we can investigate.
Give me an example
Of
a claim that.
one of the big ones that we did was DHL was actually in the Honolulu Advertiser a couple years ago, I believe, and their warehouse, they had all kind of claims. One of the big ones that we were able to disprove was the little girl laughing, and it was funny because we went in there with our team and some of the employees were there, and they'd come with us and they'd start talking about what their experiences were, and they were talking about the little girl, and we heard it. We heard what appeared to be a little girl laughing, and the employees just dug out from us,
Yeah.
So
They ran.
They ran, and so
And
it's just
we go in the direction.
Yeah, we go towards the noise, and come to find out the ceiling. It's got the, what is that, Aloha Cargo, or the early
parking
bird
structure,
the parking
yeah.
structure. Time a vehicle would drive up, the support. I don't even know what you call it.
Yeah, there were a bunch of pipes
wires
that
and
crossed
pipes
crossed each other.
would rub together and cause like a squeaking noise that sounded like a girl laughing.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
actually showed them that it wasn't a
Yeah, we
paranormal
actually,
phenomenon.
We actually noticed, that we heard rolling of tires, and then right after they hit a certain point, that's when the squeaks would start. So what we do is we go, okay, let's try and make that happen. Hopped in my van while the rest of the team stood there in that area, and sure enough, as soon as we're communicating on walkie-talkies, okay, I'm driving up the ramp, and after I hit a certain point, sure enough, and it really sounded like a little girl laughing.
Sounded like a little girl
Interesting.
laughing.
Again, we're speaking with Preston Galera, Blaise Atabe. They're founders and lead investigators of Hawaiian Island Ghost Hunters and the Paranormal Research Society. They're here to share what they do and to make available to our public their investigative resources. And one of the things that really hit me was that you actually don't even charge people. When people call you and say, you know what, I'm concerned, these things are happening in my house, things are moving, I need you to, come check this out. You don't go there to eradicate them, which is what the people who do the blessings and things do, but you go there to find out what's going
Right.
on. So that's what they do. I have in here also Dr. Brennan, who's an anthropologist and the president of the Kailua Historical Society, which came out with this wonderful book on Kailua. And I've asked you to come to share some of the things that you've found as you've talked to the people, the residents of Kailua. Does Kailua have paranormal activity?
They certainly do, and they didn't come up in the first paragraph of interviews. They generally were reluctant to talk about them. They realized that I was from the science field. I was coming on a serious mission to try to gather their stories, and those early questions about where does the stream begin and where does it end, and how did old Kailua come into existence, those stories are very factual and serious, and they knew that they were very personal. However, like a subject of Okoli Hau, Old Moonshine, they didn't begin with that story either, and they certainly did not want anxiously to share with me their observations regarding the paranormal.